Lindsay had a on and off relationship with this guy, Brandon, for like 12 years. It was mostly off, but it was kind of like fuck buddies for a long, long time. And then the one time they decided to go exclusive with each other, he cheated on her. And then he stole a bunch of money and blamed it on one of her friends that broke up that friendship for about a week. And so the girl finally got scared of Lindsay and said, I didn't take that money. That was Brandon. It was his idea. And I just told him where the money was, and he took it. So she took a cinder. She said, pick me up. I said, okay. We do it in my truck. I had a truck at the time. And she puts a cinder block on the back of it. And I said, what you doing? She goes, just take me over to Brandon. I'm like, okay. So she gets out and rings the doorbell, then jumps in the back of my truck, grabs a cinder block, and throws it through his windshield.
Oh!
But it didn't go all the way through. It just poked a hole. So then she picks up the cinder block, and then by the time he comes out, like, what the hell are you doing? She's, like, flung it like a superhero or some shit right through the windshield. I mean, it shattered, like, in a million little pieces all over inside that car. And he's like, you crazy bitch. And she's like, I want my fucking money by 8 a.m. in my hand. And that's it. And next time I'm going to light your ass on fire when you're sleeping. Because I still got the key to your house.
Oh, my gosh.
He rounded up the cash. I don't know who he went to for it. And had it by 7 o'clock in the morning, had it in her hand. And then she cussed him out.
Yeah.
And then he's like, how am I going to get my windshield fixed? And she's like, don't worry, I'll take care of it. So she went over and she said, give me the key and I'll get it fixed. I feel bad. So she took the car and drove it out to the airport and parked it in long-term parking.
Nice.
And he kept calling every night, like, did my car get fixed yet? Or have you heard anything? And she's like, nope, haven't heard nothing.
I bet that was pretty pricey getting out of there.
Yeah, it was like $30, like a week or something later.
Wow.
And $30 for him to get his car out of there, and then he had to pay for the insurance to get his windshield fixed. Because at that point, then he just blamed it on the airport.
Yeah.
Some random person out there, so the insurance would pay for it. But he was pissed at her for a couple of years, and then now they laugh about it. But now she said, even though I witnessed it, and he witnessed it, and the neighbors across the street witnessed it, she said it wasn't her fault that she slipped. And I said, you slipped and the brick fell, even though you purposely put the brick into my back truck and took it over there and rung the doorbell. And she goes, no, none of that happened. I said, okay. And I said, so then how did it go through the windshield twice? And she goes, well, when I tried to remove it, to help him, it slipped again. I'm like, oh, okay. Because what I recall is you hurled it over your head and let out some kind of a cave girl yell and went hi-ya and then threw it. That's what I remember. She goes, no. She goes, It's not my fault.
Oh, that's why that's her name thing, huh?
Yeah, because nothing is ever her fault. It's not my fault.
Funny. Yeah. She is a funny one.
Yeah, so that's why, like, names like Brandon, if anyone's named Brandon,
Brandon.
she blocks them. She's like, no,